We're going live today. I'm trying to put you guys on a tripod. All right, so we're gonna, hold up, make sure you guys can see the table because I'm eating breakfast. It's early. It's early. So I have promised to go live every Sunday so I can build up this channel. Hold up, my lights. All right, so I'm back. So we're talking about, hold up. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. So we're talking about emotional eating. Emotional eating. As I'm eating my breakfast, which is going to be a papaya. So, one of the things that I know about emotional eating is that people have a tendency to eat their feelings. So we are, and please feel free if you want to ask questions. I'm just going to be shooting the breeze and chatting away. So I am somebody who is and have been in the fitness industry for well over 3 decades, I'm a certified fitness trainer. I am a certified fitness nutrition specialist, and I am a certified fitness coach and wellness coach. So I, being in the fitness industry and being around food addicts, people who have a tendency to numb out. Now, I'm going to just say it. I got to say, and trigger warning, that based on me dealing with clients, I can honestly say, this includes men and women, there has been some type of trauma from childhood pertaining to either being sexually molested. Hold up, guys. I want to lift that up. Either from being sexually molested as a child. I know I've had clients who put on the weight not because they're hungry, but because they're numbing out their emotions. They don't want to feel. Now, food could either heal you or it could kill you, depending on your choice of drug. We know that eating processed food is not something that is, for me, highly looked upon. It's something that dullens the senses. It has it affects the neurotransmitters in the brain. It increases inflammation in the body, mucus, among other things, which makes the body a perfect host for disease. I can honestly say, growing up in a church, my mother is a Pentecostal minister. I can honestly say, watching holy rollers get the Holy Spirit and talking tongues. Now, my family are tongue talkers. They get the Holy Spirit and they start to roll on the ground, talk in tongues. But at the end of the service, church, we end up going down and we end up to the rector ministry down into the basement, and we end up eating foods that is extremely toxic. I can't tell you how many times we had soul food or food that's supposed to heal the soul from, mac and cheese, rice, pork, ham and cheese, ham. We had, chicken, turkey, roast beef, meatloaf, not vegetables. And if we did have vegetables in the service, if we had it after service, it was usually, if that, iceberg lettuce and tomato, maybe a slice of tomato. I can't even remember if we had vegetables, and if we did, it was frozen carrots and peas that was frozen. So it wasn't really healthy as far as growing up, and also, and I'm a big fan of the church. I just want to say this is not to knock those going to church, no disrespect intended. But I did see, in when I was growing up, obesity in the church. There was definitely, and also holding secrets. A lot, and as we know, in the black community, we were not, or it's frowned upon to see a therapist. to say, well, I'm going to see a therapist. What happens in my household, among others, is that you had to pray about it. God will fix everything. God is all knowing, all seeing, all omnipresent. God will fix it. And if you didn't pray hard enough, that was because of you, and that was because of what happened to you. You put it on yourself because you didn't pray. It's something that you did that's why that happened to you. So now you have guilt, especially if there's sexual abuse in a household by a family member. That makes it even worse because the predator is in the house. So now food becomes something that is sacred. It is something that is actually anticipated where the person needs an outlet. So a lot of times people, and even stress, when people can't deal, food. Also, I know being a child in a household and getting a good grade, getting a decent grade in class, my grandmother, no point intended to her, would buy us a whole cake or make a cake. She would make a cake from scratch, from Pillsbury, the box cake, or she would make it from scratch with flour, biscuit flour, or we would get something, but it would be more sugar, sweet sugar. It was not a piece of fruit. It was definitely something out of a box, or it was flour. So growing up, and I'm telling you the story because it's not that people want to eat that kind of food. We're conditioned to eating that food. It's seen as like Pavlov's conditioning. It's a reward when you've done good, and at the end of the week you get like a treat. My mom would treat and say, well, I'm going to take you to IHOP, to pancakes, Also in my community, chicken and waffles, for breakfast. We have fried chicken and waffles. So these are all rewards. So it's almost like we look forward to it. Like, I used to make sure my grades were on point so I can get the chicken and waffles, or go to IHOP and have, scrambled eggs with bacon and some either French toast or some pancakes. So, or waffles. So this is like the standard for consumption as a child, and that was a reward. And it was something that was introduced to me at such a young age. So a lot of the issues that I had was stemmed from my food. It also stemmed from me actually looking forward to that. Even as a child, being low income, and my mother being on public assistance, and we would get the money, from the government. And we would go to Pathmark and we would shop for frozen foods. We would eat a lot of stuff from a can. If a lot of you guys know Spam, we had the American cheese, the yellow cheese, which was mucus, but not knowing as a child and really bonding with my mom and my family on that, us not knowing any better. Also food desert, so we didn't have a lot of, I don't remember farmer's market as a child. So with that being said, the point that I'm trying to make is that it's hard to change. And I'm going to say it. I think for me, me being emotionally attached to food made me feel good about myself. It made me connected to my community. I know going to church on Sundays, us being in the rector room and eating a meal together, it was a community bonding thing with my family. Really was my support, my rock of Gibraltar. It was my foundation. So I don't want to point fingers. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make the whole experience a negative. It was beautiful that I spent with my grandmother. She loved up on me like no other. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. What I am saying is that there's always room for improvement. So with that, I know if my grandmother knew better, she would do better. And based on what she knew, she was doing her best. So I'm not going to, throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. But what I am going to say is that once you know, you make better or wiser choices. And for me, food is very important. Food is something that is part of my identity. It's something that nurtures my soul, body, and mind. It's something that when I put food in, I am what I eat. So everything that you see, from my skin, from my brain, the way I move, the way I function, energy. When I started acknowledging that is food is, as far as important for my existence and for my longevity, is when I started to get fibroids. I started to get sick. I still was so connected to the food, and I did not want to turn my back on my family at the expense of my own health, because it was very important to me that when I hung out with my friends on Saturday, that, when we hung out on Saturday night, we would go out to a club. It's all cultural. It's all connected. I think a lot of us do it because, the majority of our family members and the people that we hang around do it. I never knew a vegetarian when I was growing up. It was more like everybody was just, eating that kind of food, and we didn't think twice about it. A lot stored up in emotions, how we feel. So now that I know better, I do better. So it's very important, and a lot of people always say to me, well, you're so extreme. But I do know from watching my family, I can honestly say like 20% of my family has passed away due to diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which is reversible. One of the reasons why I went into the fitness industry and also the food, nutrition, is because I watched a lot of family members transition. And I wanted to make sure that for the next generation, or for the generation that's still around, that I could be the solution to help them stay healthy or get healthy. You know what I mean? So for me, this is not like a diet. And I just want to say that because a lot of people have a tendency, and I think I have a tendency to meet people where they're at. But it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's something that I do until the day I transition out of this body. And one of the things for me, why I do what I do, is out of love. Out of love of myself, so I can pour into you. I actually can honestly say, from my experience of being in this lifestyle for 12 years, I've been vegetarian, and I've been vegan, but I went raw. I've been raw for 12 years, and I can actually say, based on what I have received from the food, it's a win-win situation for me. I do not see myself going back, not even for taste. And a lot of the times it was out of memory and out of being familiar with a certain taste of the food. But now I'm at a point where I surpassed that. I'm not really interested in what I've seen with the food that's out there. A lot of the food is processed anyway. So I just wanted to really share that, because I said I was going to come on every Sunday and chat with you guys, and because a lot of times I'm working on some videos. I'm also working on my Delilah Fitness website. I'm getting some exercise videos, a whole library, and I'm doing subscriptions there. So it's going to be subscriptions to information that I will not have on, on TikTok and Instagram, even on YouTube. And I love you guys, but I want to I want to make sure that you guys check out Delilah Fitness. I do have, as far as a publication, email publication, where I shoot you guys an email every month of what I'm doing. But I do feel, and also I'm going to be doing the retreat, the wellness fitness retreat in June at the least. If anybody want any more information on that, just go to my website, Delilah Fitness. But I just wanted to touch bases, because I know with me, like I said, I have a tendency to be all over the place, and I don't have a set time. And there are people that be wanting to reach out to me and asking me, where you been, where you been? I'm still here. I just have so much, and it's only one person doing it, so I have so much going on. So I just really wanted to touch bases with you guys. If anybody have any questions, I'm not good with this, so I'm going to see, because I don't know, I don't think anybody's typing anything. Alright, we got the welcome. Alright, so that's it. I'm not going to stay on too long. You guys will watch the live, but I'll be here every Sunday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I'm just going to put little tidbits on and let it build up on its own. No worries, no stress. And if you don't know what my website is, check out Delilah Fitness. I do have a website, subscriptions. I will be doing the 30-day Raw in January. So January, if anybody's interested in doing 30-day Raw. Now, let me let you know this. You don't have to go the whole 30-day Raw. You could go 7 days, 21, 14, 21, and then all the way up to 30. But I will be doing the 30-day Raw, which is going to include daily recipes, shopping list, meal plan. It's also going to have basically me coming on Zoom for 30 minutes at 7 p.m. every day for the 30 days. And I'm going to explain to you what's going on. Q&A is going to be available at that time. So if you have any questions when you're doing the 30-day Raw, that's the time to ask me. That's the time to ask. So 30 days, starting January 1st of 2023, definitely going to be doing that. I'm really looking forward to it. As far as somebody who is living this lifestyle and loving every minute of it, I'm just going to be sharing my lifestyle with you and what I know and what has been true for me. So everybody have their own experience and their own journey. Even with the recipes, I have learned recipes from doing a lot of retreats, like going on other people's retreat, and I just put my own spin on it. So what I'm trying to say is that once you start to incorporate some fruits and vegetables into your life, you can take it and you can spin on it and put your own spin on it. You may want to put some curry in there. You may want to put some chilies, whatever you want to do. So you're not held hostage. So the point that I'm also trying to make is that I invite you to try it. Nothing, if you don't try it, you'll never know. But educate yourself, because there's other ways of living. And there's so many people and there's so many communities out there, and people are starting to wake up and started to take their health back into their own hands. So just wanted to share that. Not going to stay on too long because I wanted to get my breakfast in. So this is my breakfast, a little papaya. I'm going to take the skin off. This baby, I have a guava. I got some pineapples. And I'm probably going to make a raw vegan cheesecake today because I kind of have a sweet tooth. It's cancer. I wanted to say it's cancer. Got a lot going on this month. It's Cancer Awareness Month. I will be doing something next week, Monday, foods that fight cancer. So please check out my website. It's going to be on the Cancer Institute. I'm going to be doing something with them, and then I'm going to have another interview with my girl Barry. I'm going to be making tacos, raw vegan tacos with her. So definitely look forward to some of those new videos. I will be collaborating with other podcasters. So if you are a podcaster, you're into the raw vegan lifestyle, would love to help you out. Just hit me up for any type of collaborating, anything that has to do with raw vegan food or anything that has to do with health. Would love to, because I get a lot of people hit me up about podcasting. Love that. Love to share the information. Sharing is caring. So yeah, let me put my glasses on to make sure I answered everybody's question. If you're going to watch the replay, you can leave some anything you have to say down below. All right, how do you deal with cravings? Oh, that's a good one. Raw vegan cheesecake. I'm going to have to get. Yeah, it's in the book. The raw. Okay, so how do you deal with cravings? That's a good question. Thank you. Now, one thing about cravings is that the gut, the bacteria in your probiotics in your gut, is addicted to the processed food. When you're transitioning, it takes a while. And I'm going to just tell you, for me, when I transitioned to go raw, I was always hungry. And I'm going to just tell you, based on where I'm coming from eating a lot of veggie patties and veggie burgers with a lot of bread, with a bunch of ketchup, French fries, and a veggie burger with a shake, like a soy shake. So I'm eating, like, even though I'm vegetarian, I'm eating the standard American. I'm eating a burger and fries with a lot of bread, mucus. The fry pats were fake. They were vegetarian. It wasn't meat, but it was still processed. So when I transitioned from being vegetarian to going to, and I wasn't eating a lot of vegetables. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was more like a starchitarian. I ate more pasta and I ate a lot of bread. I had a lot of bread. I ate a lot of soy ice cream. I had a lot of Amy's pizzas. I had a lot of donuts. I had cakes, cookies. You know what I'm saying? I was a junk food vegetarian. And I'm going to just say it. I find a lot of the vegetarians overweight. And I'm going to just say it. So me transitioning from being vegetarian, just transitioning to eating more vegetables, which is an oxymoron if you're a vegetarian but you're not eating vegetables. And if you are eating it, and if I was eating it, like I would go to the Chinese restaurant and have vegetable fried rice. Now, granted, it's vegetables, but it's fried rice. So everything was either fried or heavily soiled, cooked. It was heavily processed. So a lot of people are vegetarians, but it's so unhealthy. That's so unhealthy. And then a lot of them don't exercise. So they're eating, you know, and I get it with the whole saving the planet, but save yourself first. It's processed food. It has a barcode on it. There's nothing healthy about that food. And I'm going to say it. So when I transitioned from an unhealthy vegetarian lifestyle to eating more of what you see on my table, all right, let's look at what I have on my table, to a more, living water, living enzymes. I'm getting my fat. I'm not eating any oil now. I'm getting my fat from my avocados. I got my guava. I got my pineapples, which help me with the digestive enzyme. Beryllium is in here. So I'm eating living food to a living body. And I know you guys are going to be mad at me, but that whole, you know, and I'm going to say it, it's processed. It's fake. And the bottom line is that a lot of the chemicals is in the food, the vegetarian food that you guys are eating. All of those, you know, then you got the fake turkey, like Thanksgiving is coming up. So you got the fake turkey, and you got people eating, they're frying jackfruit, and they're frying and making, and you know, I think it's weird because I personally don't eat burgers, you know, so people take vegetables and they make burgers out of it. Like they'll take fry packs, and then they'll take texturized vegetable texturized to make turkey, turkey. It's processed because I can't take this and make a burger out of it. There's no way I could take this and make a burger out of it. Look at all the water. And then when you eat that stuff, those fake burgers, it doesn't have any enzymes, no living water. This has seeds in it. It has water in it. It has phytonutrients. It has chlorophyll. The food that you guys are eating is fake food. So what happens, how I transitioned, because my gut was so used to all of the cake, cookies, ice cream, and all of the stuff that, you know, thank God I didn't have candida. But all of that fake food and all of that processed stuff, I was strung out like a crackhead. And that's what happens because the food is addictive. It's addictive. It's sugar. Sugar, salt, fat. Sugar, salt, fat. Sugar, salt, fat. And if you look at some of the vegans, they're eating French fries, it's fried oil, you know, and the oil becomes a carcinogen. It becomes cancerous. You guys are eating barbecue. You're barbecuing your zucchini on a you know, and it's a carcinogenic. The heat, the fire, and it kills a lot of the enzymes. So for me, I stick with what's on this table. I don't mess around. I don't put no, you know what I mean? I don't mess around. I don't put no heat on my food. I just keep it in its natural state. Now, I'm not going to make a burger out of cucumbers. A cucumber is just a cucumber. It is what it is. You know, but that wanting to appeal to the masses, you know, it's killing people. All right, somebody asked the question. Let's see what the question is. Let me put my glasses on. And I know some people are going to get offended because that, you know, you bought into a concept that, you know, and you're not killing animals, but the food, if you realize it, is making you sick. It's still processed. You're still eating from a laboratory. All right, somebody asked, your table is heaven. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm transitioning. This is before. I'm transitioning. All right, hold up. From vegan to raw, and I've had, it's a struggle, love. Good morning, Ivan. Good morning, Delilah. Oh, you caught me, huh? Oh, you in church? All right. Have fun in church. So it's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. The reason why I went raw is because I had fibroids and I had thyroid issue. So to be honest with you, like yourself, I was so hardwired that I was the fibroids, the fake food, the vegetarian food was feeding the fibroids because of the chemicals in the food. All of the processed stuff was feeding it. Then the sugar, I was eating a lot of donuts. I was eating, then pork. I mean, not pork fried rice, vegetable fried rice. So I was eating vegetable fried rice from the Chinese restaurant, which probably had MSG in it. And when I did come home, I took the skillet, I fried the fry pads, and I was eating fried food all the time. So I was at my unhealthiest, one of my unhealthiest when I was vegetarian. I was overweight. I wasn't exercising. And, I was drinking. I would go to vegetarian restaurants and have a glass of wine, or, I would hang out with friends, and, so the combination was so unhealthy. I've been clean 17 years, don't drink, don't smoke, and I've been celibate for 12 years, and I have just been really focusing on my health. I have not been entertaining anything that takes me away from this journey. I'm 56, going through menopause, so I can actually say that I'm at my healthiest. A lot of the symptoms from menopause are either reduced. If I get a heat flash, it's once a month, but I can honestly say compared to the people who are not on this trajectory, this lifestyle, their menopause is worse. The symptoms, the heat flashes and the dryness. Because my food has water in it, I'm always just, at 56, no dryness. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but it's true. A lot of you guys, it's the food could heal you or the food could kill you. The choice is yours. So, with that being said, I'm hoping that, and why I do this, I'm hoping that it would reach somebody who needs help, that can see me and say, wow, she's doing it, and she's 100%. Yes, I am 100%. I do not eat any cooked food. I've been raw for 12 years. And I can honestly say I'm not losing any as far as muscle mass, and that's another thing. I'm not thin, you know what I mean? I work out, so I'm at my natural weight. So, and I do exercise. I gotta say, and I'm gonna say this to my vegans and my raw food. You gotta exercise, guys. You gotta get that lymphatic system pumping. A lot of you guys think, oh well, I'm just eating the food. I'm gonna, because your goal is just to lose weight. And that's not the goal. The goal is a lifestyle, to be healthy. And eating the food is cool, but that's only part of the journey. You have to exercise. This is the part that you guys don't like. Everybody loves to eat. But when it comes time to getting some movement, now you don't have to go like Arnold and lift a lot of weights, but you got to be doing some type of yoga, some type of walking. You can't just sit and eat raw food and just, think that, oh, well, I'm gonna, no, the goal is to be healthy. It's wellness. It's a overall wellness lifestyle. It's not about losing weight. The weight will drop off naturally if you're eating food that has living enzymes and it's not processed. But if you're not exercising, you have a lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. You have to move. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. I have watched, and one of the reasons why I didn't go this lifestyle is because I've seen a lot of unhealthy vegans and I've seen a lot of unhealthy raw foodists. I've seen a lot of them, and I'm not going to be that one. I'm a big, big fan of exercise, and that's coming from fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts, uncooked. And you can get protein. I get my protein from my food, so I'm not loading up on no fake protein powders. I'm getting it from my sprouted lentils. You guys got to work out. You got to work out. And I don't know too many. I don't know too many raw vegans that work out. I know you guys eat the food, but you think by eating the food that you're exempt from your lymphatic system. You're exempt from the body, really, because the skin is a big organ. When you sweat, it releases waste. So you have to work out. You got to work out, guys. Add that to your repertoire. You got to work out. Yeah, eating is 70%, but please don't forget to get some activity on a daily basis. Every day I'm doing my trampoline. I'm jumping on my trampoline. I'm doing my calisthenics, my push-ups, 100 push-ups. Every other day I'm running my 5 9. You don't have to, I've been doing this for 30 years. And I have a lot of people, clients come to me now. You know who the bulk of my clients are now? Vegetarians and raw foodists. A lot of people come to me, I'm also a nutritionist, and say, well, Delilah, I want to work with you because, I like your body, I like what I see, and I want to get more toned. I'm eating the raw foods, but my body, I'm not getting, my body's not fuel. I'm not getting my lymphatic system. Yeah, you got to move. And this is where I get, so ever since I've been, and I don't know too many raw vegan trainers, and I'm gonna toot my own horn. Yeah, and basically look as healthy as I look. One of the reasons why people come to me is because I'm not skinny and sickly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, oh, well, I don't want to go raw because I don't want to lose my, I'm from the gym world, bodybuilder. So I had to transition from that lifestyle and really make sure that not only am I getting my food, but I'm looking healthy. I'm not looking like wafered up. Gotta take care of yourself. Get in there. I also teach classes. And I'm also giving a 30-minute consultation. So use that person where you're like, okay, I'm raw, but I need some movement in my life. Hit me up. Go hit me up. Just DM me on my website and hit me up. I would love to help you. All right, we got a question here. Bada boom, bada bang. What's the question? Yes, Nikki said, Nikki, I'm here with you. All right. Girl, it's no joke. Wait a minute, I'm trying to read it. Oops. It's no joke, right? I don't know, I swear. Yep, so you got to keep pushing. You got to keep working out. And especially women, as we get older, menopause kicks in, you lose bone density. No matter how much raw vegan food you're eating, also your posture changes. Kyphosis kicks in. You start like this. You could be raw food, you could be like thin and skinny, but it's like you kind of, you got to make sure that your posture is up point. Now I'm 56, and if you look at my posture, my back is not, and I can carry my own groceries. I'm not waiting for somebody to carry my groceries. You gotta add that component in. It's not just about eating the food. It's about being active. All right, I do salads a lot. All right, Nikki does salads. What's one vegetable you can add to get started? Kale. You can start with kale. Also, get my 7-Day Raw Vegan book. The 7-Day Raw Vegan book, if you go to Delilah Fitness, it has recipes, because for you to get the vegetables, right, what are you going to do with it? One of the things why people fail in this lifestyle is that people will take bits and pieces and say, okay, for example, my friends said, well, what kind of vegetable can I start with? What are you going to do with the kale? You don't even know what to do with the kale. You're going to get it, but then what you're going to say is that, oh, well, I did speak to Delilah, and, she told me to get the kale, but, I got it. Okay, now you got it what? You want it to taste good. One of the things why people don't last in this journey, on this lifestyle, because they'll quickly say, well, I tried it, and I tried it, and I tried it. Yeah, you tried it, but you didn't really invest in it. You know what I'm saying? So invest in it. Go get the book. I'm talking to you, the one that asked me about the vegetables. You know who you are. I think it's April. Go get the book. Invest in yourself. Don't be cheap. One of the things people, they chintz on their health when it comes to fruits and vegetables. Like when they say, oh, well, organic is expensive. I went to the farmer's market. But when you got to get your nails and your hair done, and when you got to go to the doctor, you got to pay the doctor. And the doctor, you pay now or you pay later. So a lot of people start complaining and moaning and groaning. And the bottom line is that invest in yourself. Don't you think that you're worth it? And at the end of the day, I see women all the time spend money on their nails and hair. They're the quickest. Get a Gucci bag. You know what I'm saying? You go into the fancy restaurant. It's a 5-star restaurant. You read about it. You running over there. You go into this movie. You go into that movie. You spending money that you don't have. Christmas is coming up, but you can't invest in yourself. That's a damn shame. That's what I'm saying. Shamey. So get the book. Get the recipe in the book, and then hit me up when you get the recipe. We'll talk. All right, I got laid down like I'm from Brooklyn. All right, tell you guys the truth, because you guys, and I'm trying to read that. All right, I do a lot of salads. It's 4, 2, but my dressings needs. Well, I got recipes for dressing, love. Did you? You got to get the dressing. I can't even see that, man. I can't even see that. So somebody said something about the dressing. How did I delete that? I must have touched it. I'm sorry if it's deleted. I touched it with my thumb. All right, I did hear the salad dressing. Now listen, part of this lifestyle is that the food got. Now I'm black. Let me just say, in case you didn't notice, I'm a person of a certain hue. If the food don't taste good, I'm going to spit it out. If it don't taste good, I'm not going to eat it. So it's got to taste good. If it tastes like cardboard, you're not going to eat it. I understand that. That's why I did the book. The food, out of the people that got the book, started the 7-Day Raw Vegan Challenge. Now, let me just say it. 7 days is not enough to change. It's a starting point. You don't have to just stay with 7. You can take that, incorporate that, and go to 14, go to 21, and just flip it. But you got to start somewhere, because a lot of you guys are hardwired, especially with coffee. But there's salad dressings in there. I have dressings inside of the recipe. Just go the marinara sauce, the pasta with the zucchini noodles with the marinara sauce. Go and try it. I got the sauces. I got the cheese. What is that? I got the sour cheese dressing. So it's in there. I got the raw vegan cheesecake for you guys. I got a sweet tooth for those who like ice cream. I have nice cream in there. So instead of eating creamy ice, the ice cream that they serve, you can make your own nice cream without the milk, cow milk. Word. Okay, I'm trying to get it. I looked up raw sauces on many on here, the salads and the dressings you can make up with a lot of veggies and fruit. Alright, wait a minute, it just disappeared. Ah, man. And I'm trying not to delete anything. Alright, oh, there it is. You have to open your create doors to many. Yep, Joe said that. So it all starts with, thank you, Jay. It all starts with being creative, because you have to, when you first start out, you got to spend a lot of time investigating. This is the new frontier. It's like trying something. It's a new lifestyle. It's a new frontier. A lot of people are not familiar with it. We do have some people, but it's challenging. But the good thing is that it's not like it was 10 years ago where it was like David Wolf, and then you had Matt Marnard. You had the few that was doing it. But now there's people like myself, solarized people, black people, because when I was getting into it, it was a lot of Caucasians. It wasn't really that many black people doing this, you know what I mean? And I think even for me, being an older woman and a person of color, that it makes a difference, because being seen is very important in the community, and even when I did it, I was pretty much the only black person doing it, you know what I'm saying? And the food was different because I'm of Caribbean descent, so I had to put my own spin on the food. So it's been a journey. Hold up, somebody wrote something. So I stayed the course. Yeah. So it's definitely, now you're starting to see more of us doing it. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because like for me, being a woman of color and eating this way, we got the Tabitha Brown. Tabitha is doing it, and I'm loving it. Tabitha Brown is doing it. She's traveling, she's doing her vegetarian, and she's smashing it. And I'm so happy, because now my community, because I grew up in the church, is starting to get off that meat, and it's a transitioning stage. So I'm starting to watch a lot of melanin people start to go in that direction of cutting off the meat. Now that's great, and I think it's amazing. So once they get to this point, eventually when they stop eating the meat, and it's big, because I grew up in the church, and in the church we are big meat eaters. Especially to see Thanksgiving, people are eating more vegetables and eating more plant-based. That's the transition. So somebody's not going to go from eating meat all the way to being raw. That's not going to happen. It's a transition, especially for my community. Annette Larkins, yeah. And she's been doing it for a long time. Annette, yeah, I know of her. I'm trying to... So Annette's been doing Annette Larkins for years, and she's a woman of color. Yeah, I remember her. I even got her book. So there's very few of us that's doing it. She's been doing it for a long time. Couple of people, but it's like a few of a few. Like the brother Iris is doing it. Iris, he's in Panama. He does it. And then you got Annette Larkins. So you got a few of us, and so a lot of us are starting to wake up, even as far as being human beings, and starting to be very consciously aware of the environment, of all of the chemicals in the air. So we're starting to the topsoil. We're starting to be very constantly aware of the environment, and that helps out with the environment. So I basically am so happy to be a part of this journey because I want to make sure that my nieces and nephews are eating this way so they can live and they can feed this to their own children, and they can. I want my family to be around, and I'm doing it. And maybe it's selfish, but I initially started out with taking care of my community, my family. You know what I mean? Because I was seeing a lot of people, that, like I said, that didn't look like me, and I'm like, okay, so what's the deal? So now that I'm starting to see more of us starting to come through, it's starting to be a global village, and that's a really good feeling for me. So, and even my community is starting to come through slowly. So it's happening, but it's happening slowly. But my initial fire for me was taking care of the next generation, to make sure that they have the tools that they need to sustain the life energy, because hypertension and diabetes runs rampant in my community. I mean, people are dying unnecessarily over things that can be reversed. So me being a visual of me living this lifestyle, and I'm hoping that my life would mean something to the next generation, that they would take this and run with it. So for me, it's really about health, but it's also about next generation. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of times people my age are hardwired. And I'm gonna just say it's hard, and I've worked. It's hard to get somebody 50 and above to try something new. And a lot of people I've worked with, like older people, would say, "Well, I've been doing this lifestyle for a long time. You're gonna die of something anyway." And when I start to hear things like that, I don't even get into it. I just walk away, because I'm not here to argue with anybody. If that's what you believe, then keep it moving. With children, they'll eat what's on this table. Kids will eat blueberries, strawberries. They're open. They're open. You know what I mean? And so that's what's so beautiful about this, is to get people who are open to change. But definitely my mind is really focusing on wellness, but really getting those kids in here, getting them at a young age to start eating like this, so they won't have the situation of diabetes and hypertension that I grew up watching people die of, which was unnecessary. So that's why my intentions. That's why I do it. There you go. So let's see. People are creative with the basic. This is Jay. Planning meats options. So I gotta. But so many can't. We see that we can't be creative with nature jewels. Yeah. Put some energy into it. Yeah, so Jay's saying right. So once you put some energy in it, but you know what? I gotta tell you, it's like wanting to live. You gotta want to do it. Now, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink it. If somebody, and I realize this, and it took me a while to acknowledge that you can't force people. You know what I mean? Saying you can't force people. If somebody's gonna do it, they're gonna do it. If they're not, they're not. And I learned to be okay with it, because a lot of times what I used to do is I used to be like, don't eat that. And I was so aggressive with my and it was coming from a place of passion, but it was landing aggressive. It was landing angry. So what I tend to do now, and I think after years of being in this lifestyle, I tend to just eat my food, share my food with other people. Like I'll come to the event, like the Thanksgiving or whatever, and I'll bring food for everybody, and I'll just put it out so everybody can eat it. And of course they'll mix it with their chicken and their pork and everything, but that's okay. That's okay. So I just learned to be more loving, because with me, I had to learn that you can't force people. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times when we come at people like that, it's a turnoff. You know what I mean? It makes them want to be like, why do I want to be like that? This person is they'll interpret it as angry. So what I tend to do, I switch my tactics, and I don't really say much. I kind of just say, hey everybody, I serve them with love, and I kind of be like, yo, I love you. Because I'm not going to let food separate us. You know what I mean? That's my family. But I do understand what's going on. And I think for me, it was hard because I know what happens when you eat that food. But at the end of the day, it's how you present it. So I just learned to be more compassionate, because at one point that was me. You know what I'm saying? I think at one point I was very judgmental, and I was judging them, and I thought I was better than them. And so now I'm at a point where of just compassion, and to me, that comes off and that resonates much more loving. You know what I mean? That makes people want to be curious about what are you doing. Like, auntie, what are you doing? Or auntie, you look so good. Or you got energy. I mean, my God, you know. So that's what it's about. It's about, and it took me a long time to get to this stage. I think even with the food is the stepping stone to get to other areas of your life. So it's the portal. So now that I'm eating the food, I can manifest this energy in other areas of my life. I don't want to hurt anybody, nor do I want to be hurt. So what I tend to do is I come in a peaceful manner, and I just communicate with people without shouting and lecturing them. They know exactly. And I got to tell you, you think people don't know? They know. They can Google it. This is not something that's new. But it's going to take something for them to change. They're just not there. Change comes in stages. So I will always be here. When you allow your light to shine, you give other people permission to do the same, so they can always find me. They know where to find me. But I am at a particular point at 56. I'm just moving in a different frequency, a more loving frequency, as opposed to fighting. Because you could be vegan or vegetarian, and you could be an angry one. You know what I'm saying? So be very mindful of that energy, because that energy could take you out. Because it's really just about energy. You know what I mean? So just wanted to share that tidbit, because a lot of us, and I'm watching, think that we're better than other people because we're eating this way. And it's not, for me, it's not about being better. It's about really assisting and being part of the solution. When people are ready, they'll find you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go on a soapbox and condemn people and say, this person's doing this. They know what they're doing. Trust me, they save your breath. They know exactly what to do. Save your breath and do a meditation. A meditation and a prayer. Jesus came to people. Jesus didn't come to people and quit. That he came, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You have to do all of that. Because sometimes we got some angry vegans, and I'm like, woo-wee. All right, I'm trying to find it. You have to let people light bulb come on themselves. That's why hubby loves. Oh man, hubby loves it, because he doesn't feel like it was forced on him, because feels the mental, physical, and emotional. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, because I was an angry vegan. Yes, I was. I used to run down and just, you shouldn't be eating that. That has this in it. That's it. That's wrong. You're killing the animals, and that's terrible. And it scared people. People thought I was crazy. So, it happens. So, at 56, I'm good. I'm here. I'm enjoying the journey. I'm sharing what I know in a loving manner. I'm feeding people with love. I'm expressing myself from the heart. And I'm being very mindful of other people's feelings. And I'm meeting people where they're at. And to me, that takes a lot of mastering of your emotions, because passion, have passion, but I also understand how to drive the car instead of, you know, driving it and crashing on the wall. So it's all good. It's all good. And that's really pretty much what I wanted to share today, as far as we went from emotional eating. But I could honestly say this journey has led me to a more loving energy, a more compassionate energy, as opposed to a more self-righteous energy. Like, my way is the way. You're wrong, and I'm right. And people are sick of that. People don't need to be, people are tired. And they don't, you know what I'm saying? They'll get it. But, you know. Alright, somebody wrote something? You see the error in your ways, make the change. Yep, that is true. When you can see it, and that's where, because being raw vegan or vegan is just the first stage of evolution. Because now you see and you're connected to Mother Earth, because now you can see things. The food being the medicine. Now you can feel the heart. Now you're focusing, moving from your heart. You can hear people. You're talking from your heart. And I think with me living this lifestyle, eating foods that's not violently, or you know, there's no bloodshed, has taught me to move in that frequency of love, of compassion, of totally understanding and loving the person anyway, unconditional love. I'm going to love you only if you eat raw vegan. I'm going to only stipulate, no, I will love you. I'll love you. I understand where you're coming from. I have compassion for you. But love people and let them grow. You'll always be there, and when they come to your house, they always have a plate of food. There's always going to be a salad. There's always going to be something to eat, a smoothie. But they know when they come to your house what they're going to be getting, and they're coming for a reason. That's when you allow people to come to you. When people start coming to you, they are ready. They are ready. So I allow people to come to me. And I think doing social media and just really putting myself out there, like a lot of times you'll see me dancing and laughing. And to say, well, you know, this lifestyle is really fun. I'm a fun person. I'm getting older. I'm 56, but I still can move. Wow, you know, she's moving and she got a lot of energy. It's to live your light. Let your light shine, and giving other people permission to do the same. If you're living your life and you're happy, people want happiness. That's what they want. You know, so if you just keep being you, people will gravitate towards you like a moth to a flame. People are looking for something. They're looking for solutions. They're looking for love. People are beat up all the time. That's what's so great about this lifestyle. The food is love. The food, when I eat the papaya, it smells beautiful. The strawberries, the blueberries, and it heals my body. It makes me happy when I eat it. It's about being happy. At the end of the day, and I've worked with people who are transitioned from cancer. And one of the things that they said is that if they could do it all over again, what would they change about their life? Now, they didn't say they want more money. That was not one of them. They didn't say they wanted to make more business deals. That wasn't even on the top of their mind. What they expressed, the majority, 99.9% of the people said as they were transitioning, and I remember too, said to me they would have loved more. They would have been more compassionate. They would have spent more time with their family. That's what they said. They didn't say I want to be right. They didn't say I want to make $1 million. They didn't say I want to be a celebrity. I want people. They said I would have spent more time with my family, and I would have loved more. I would have given love. That's what they said. So you have a chance to not wait for the last minute. When I eat this food, it's loving my body, it's loving my cells, it's loving my brain. My brain is getting nutrients from it. I'm getting more energy in my body. I can pour into other people because I have it to give. A lot of people are pouring from an empty vessel. They don't have it. And this is where frustration comes in. And people are so busy chasing that money. But the money comes to you. You are money. You are money. Your life is so, if you just find your purpose and align yourself with your purpose, everything will fall into place. But we're so busy chasing fame and wanting to be famous, and we are so make agreements and eating this food and this and this and racism and this and this. We start buying into concepts and this, that, and the other. And no wonder why people are frustrated, confused, and angry. And then they're eating food that manifests that type of energy of confusion and frustration. And it's fake processed food with chemicals in it, all from a factory. So now their brain, their neurotransmitters in their brain is not firing up efficiently. The food is being reabsorbed because there's no fiber, so their body is getting toxic. So, and the inflammation is building up, depression is increased. So yeah, that's what you're talking to. So when people eat that kind of food, you have to understand that they are not themselves. They're not themselves. So that's where we're at. So and that's where the compassion comes in for me, because I've been there and I know what that's about. I know exactly what's going on. And so I'm speaking to the man in the mirror. I'm speaking to the spirit inside of that body, inside of that avatar. And that's how I see people, as spirits. So emotional eating, we started off with people eating their emotions, eating their feelings, numbing out, not wanting to deal. There's a lot of that going on. So just wanted to drop that tidbit on you. What I can say is love yourself. Invest in yourself. If you are worth it, take the time to get your exercise in, get some sunlight, spend some time, I don't care whether you meditate, prayer, get some affirmations in, eat living foods, and be around positive people. Because you are your environment, you are what you eat, you're easily influenced by certain people and things. Try to really protect your energy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of vampire energy out there that's sucking people dry. And just be very mindful to protect yourself. Okay? Okay? Alright, this is Delilah Fitness saying I love you guys. Namaste. Wakanda forever. Ashe. And until next time, next Sunday, I love you guys. Be good. Peace. Alright, this is the tricky part where I get to shut down.